August 1590, an island off the coast of North America. A man rows ashore to find the 115 people he left here 3 years ago. Among them, his daughter and a granddaughter turning 3 years old today. The settlement is still there, but it has been taken apart. No bodies, no graves, no sign of a fight, and carved deep into one wooden post, a single word, CROATOAN. Nobody who read that word ever followed it. This is Obscura Files. Every episode, one case, the facts, the theories, and a verdict. File number 8. Opened August 1590 on Roanoke Island, the oldest cold case in the English-speaking world. Almost everything you have heard about it is a ghost story. The evidence tells a quieter and much colder tale. Start with what the colonists knew before they were left alone, because it changes everything. Roanoke was not England's first attempt at this island. 2 years earlier, a military colony had been planted here. Soldiers, not settlers. They ran short of food, made enemies of the people whose land it was, and killed a local leader before abandoning the island entirely. When their relief ships finally arrived, they found the fort empty. 15 men had been left behind to hold it. Those 15 men were never seen again. That is the ground the story starts on. Roanoke was already a place where Englishmen disappeared. Then, in the summer of 1587, 115 people arrived, and this time they were not soldiers. Farmers, craftsmen, women, children, whole families led by a governor named John White, who brought his own pregnant daughter. They were never meant to stop at Roanoke. Their target was a better harbor further north, but the fleet's commander refused to carry them on and put them ashore on the island with a reputation. They were not entirely alone. On a nearby island lived the CROATOAN people, and one man among them, Manteo, had traveled to England and back and stood by the colonists as an ally. That August, White's daughter gave birth, Virginia Dare, the first English child born in the Americas. 9 days later, her grandfather sailed for England to fetch supplies. Before he left, the colony agreed on a signal. If they moved, they would carve their destination into the wood, and if they left in danger, in distress, they would carve a cross above it. White expected to be back within the year. Instead, war broke out with Spain. Every English ship was seized for the fight against the Armada. The relief mission dissolved year after year. It took him 3 years to return. He landed on the 18th of August, 1590, his granddaughter's 3rd birthday. The houses had not been burned or broken. They had been dismantled, carefully, piece by piece, and around the cleared ground stood a heavy wooden palisade the colonist had built after he left. His own sea chests, which he had buried, were dug up and ruined by weather, opened long after the colony was gone, not during any attack. On a tree at the shoreline, 3 letters, CRO, and on a post of the palisade, in what White himself called fair capital letters, the full word, CROATOAN. He searched the carving for the other half of the signal, the cross, the mark of distress. There was no cross. 4 theories have survived 4 centuries. Let's test them. Theory 1. They went exactly where the word says. CROATOAN was not a mystery word in 1590. It was an address. The island of their strongest ally, Manteo, within sight on a clear day. In this reading, the colonists did the sensible thing. Low on supplies, they moved to live under the protection of the one nation that had never turned on them. And this is the theory with dirt under its fingernails. Excavations on that island, modern Hatteras, have turned up 16th century European objects mixed into native settlements. A sword hilt, writing lead, pieces of English life sitting in CROATOAN homes. What the digging cannot prove is who carried those objects there, survivors or traders decades later. Theory 2. They were killed. Years afterwards, the leader of a powerful mainland confederacy reportedly claimed his warriors had wiped out a group of settlers living among a smaller tribe. Some in the next English colony believed him, but the claim is second-hand, recorded by men with their own reasons to tell it, and it comes with a problem no massacre theory has ever solved. No bodies, no graves, no burned ground. 115 people leave remains. Roanoke has none. Theory 3. Spain found them first. England and Spain were at war, and Spanish ships did prowl this coast. But the Spanish archives cut this theory's throat. Years after the disappearance, Spain was still searching for the English colony because they wanted to destroy it and could not find it either. Theory 4. They split up and went inland. On one of John White's own maps, a small patch of paper covers the head of a river inland. Under that patch, modern imaging found the symbol of a fort, as if a planned destination had been marked, then deliberately hidden, and the trees add a motive. Ring studies show these exact years were the driest this coast had seen in centuries. Staying put meant starving. Splitting toward allies and better ground, some to CROATOAN, some inland, is what experienced, desperate people do. In every one of these theories, the carving means the same thing. It is not a cry for help. It is a forwarding address. So here is the verdict. Strip away the ghost story, and the scene White found is not a scene of horror. Houses taken apart and carried off, not burned. A defensive wall built with time and care. Chests ruined by weather, not war. A destination carved in fair capital letters, and no cross above it. That is not a vanishing. That is a move, executed by people who believed someone would come and read the sign. The most defensible reading is that the colonists left Roanoke deliberately, most likely toward CROATOAN and the allies who lived there, and that some, over the years that followed, were absorbed into the nations of this coast. Speculation. The real tragedy is not what happened to them. It is that the word worked and nobody came. A storm turned White's ships away from CROATOAN. He sailed home, and no English expedition seriously searched for the colonists for years. By then, whoever they had become, they were no longer waiting. Somewhere on this coast, Virginia Dare had birthdays no Englishman ever saw. File number 8 remains open. Next file, a locked box, a dead man, and 3 pages of numbers. One page has been decoded. It describes a buried fortune in gold. The other 2 have never been broken. File number 9, the Beale ciphers. This is Obscura files.